So I'm recording this. I just did Instagram Live, and I don't know how that went. So anyway, I'm going to record this for YouTube, so you guys can watch it. But anyway, the reason for that video today is I want to talk about semi-new product. It was in the vault for quite some time, but it's time to release it, and there's a reason why I'm releasing it now to the public, and I'll talk about it in a second. But I want to give you a little bit of a background, and that will tie into why I'm revealing it today, and the reason. But anyway, for those of you who been following me or known me for quite some time, and for those of you who don't, my main influence, playing wise and music wise, started with David Gilmour. Early age, I think I was 10 years old, and then somewhere around 1981 or 82, I saw Dire Straits on TV, and I was blown away by Mark Knopfler back then. And then one day I was watching him on TV, and I could see his playing is kind of weird, because I was using a pick. I was playing classical guitar. So in the beginning was, it's a finger style, a classical finger style. But then later I kind of got a pick. I do more the rock and roll way. But anyway, I was watching Mark, and I could see on TV that something is funny. And I glue myself to the TV screen, and I could see he's not even using a pick. He's using his fingers. So I threw away the pick, and I started teaching myself how to play the Mark Knopfler style, and which calls the claw. And he's using the thumb and these two fingers kind of like together, and this is how he plays. And I've been playing like that ever since, I can say ever since I was a kid, so it's pretty much, that's how I play. And then, the more I got into Dire Straits and Mark Knopfler, I was, as any kid, we want to have the same guitar, we want to have the same equipment, we want to have the same amplifiers and all that, so on and on and on. Yeah. So the main thing is, I was watching the Alchemy live album, and one of the main guitars that was featured on that show was what looks like a Fender Strat, like a red, candy apple red Strat, but it wasn't. I was kind of like looking again to see what's the name on the headstock was, and it was a Schecter. And David Schecter built that guitar for Mark in 1979. But the cool thing about that guitar was it had 3 toggle switches, and it had 2 knobs, volume and tone. They were chrome knobs. So, of course, as a kid, I gotta have that guitar. I couldn't find Schecter. I didn't know where to find it. Now we're talking about 80s, early 80s. So, and I got a gift from my girlfriend back then, when I was 16 years old. She bought me a Fender Strat, red Fender Strat. And later on, with the help of Seymour Duncan, which I've been Seymour personal assistant for 22 years, and he's like a second father to me now. We kind of build the same plate that Mark had, and of course Seymour made the pickups for Mark when he changed from his Schecter pickups to Seymour Duncan. So I got the plate, and that guitar is not here right now. But anyway, that's another one kind of another style of the Schecter that Mark had a little bit later at a Making Movies album. But you can see you got the two knobs and the 3 toggle switch and the brass pickguard. So anyway, so that guitar was the thing. Sorry. Anyway, so moving forward, you know, Benado effects. I'm doing those pedal boards, and it was a vision of mine for years and years. If you guys watch the Instagram, it's more detailed over there. But the reason I want to do that video today is because I am releasing a semi-new product. The reason I'm saying semi-new, it was in the vault for quite some time, and it is the appropriate time to show it to you guys. And there's 2 reasons for that. This year, actually in March of this year, marked the 35th anniversary for the album Alchemy. That was the live album by Dire Straits, and that was the tour that kind of set them in the rock and roll arena as one of the biggest band. And of course later, about a year or 2 later, they had the Brothers in Arms tour, which that was pretty much that put a stamp on the rock and roll arena. Dire Straits like one of the biggest. But anyway, so March 1984, the Alchemy live album was released. So we are marking the 35th anniversary for that live album. And now Mark Knopfler is starting a new tour, which I think it's next week. It's the New World Tour. So it is appropriate to do that now and show you the new, semi-new Benado unit. And I'm calling it the Sultan. And there it is. So as you can see, it's the candy apple red with the chrome knobs. And it's pretty much the Pro pedal board. You know, you got a Peterson tuner and all that stuff. But it has that Mark Knopfler in mind, you know, that Schecter guitar, you know, the candy apple red with so it's got like a tribute to that. But you got, you know, all the basic stuff in the back. You got all bunch of great stuff in the back. You got a built-in patch bay. You got 2 outputs with an option, that switch over here, getting one of the outputs completely dry, one of the output completely wet at the same time. You got a DI out, you can go direct. You got effect loop. Again, patch bay, and the patch bay is for a few things. You can change the order of these pedals to however you want it, or you can bring in your own pedals in whichever order you want it. So it's a very, very versatile unit. And for the Mark Knopfler Dire Straits lovers, this unit over here will pretty much give you the wide spectrum of the Mark Knopfler style. For those of you who've been following Dire Straits, you know Mark started very, very clean in, you know, the first 2 albums. So there was a lot of verb and delay, and I believe he was using the Orange Squeezer compressor. So you got that clean sound. Definitely you can get from here. You know, you can get the compressor, and you even got the NutriClean, which give you it will give you 2 things. It will give you a clean boost, But also, if you turn the gain all the way up, it will give you that tube amp slightly break up if you ever want to. And of course, you got the verb and the delay. Then, when you move a little bit further down the line, you know, Mark started to add a little bit more crunchy. By the way, if you guys hear any noise over here, it's raining outside, so I apologize. So a little bit further down, you know, Mark was using a little bit of the crunchy tone. Same thing, neutral clean will get you that. Then, 1984 and on, Mark started introducing more of a heavier guitar tone. And somewhere in the late 80s, all the way to the mid 90s, one of Mark's main amplifiers was the Sultan SL 100. So if you guys like that era, you know, the Notting Hillbillies, the On Every Street, or even his first few solo albums, if you like that heavier tone, the Soul Burner Pro over here, it's pretty much that Soldano type of tone. So anyway, you know, I mean, I can go on and on and on and on, but I think you get the idea. So this is the Sultan, and it's a tribute to Mark Knopfler. And by the way, I said in the beginning, you know, David Gilmour, Mark Knopfler were my main influence. This is not just a Mark Knopfler style. I mean, you can definitely get other tones mimicking other players if you're trying to. I can definitely get a Gilmour out of here. You know, if you like Santana, you like jazz, blues, rock, I mean, it will do it all for you. But the reason I'm talking about Mark Knopfler, Dire Straits, it's just you know, that color and those chrome knobs. Because if you guys are following my Benado effects, you've seen that my main board, it's a cream with a barrel knobs, the chocolate brown barrel knobs, and that's pretty much the main color and the knobs I'm using. But I just felt it's appropriate to release it from the vault and do a little tribute to Mark Knopfler and Dire Straits. So anyway, if you guys need more information about it, you can always write me. You can call me. If you want to order one, send me an email, or you can call me. We can talk about in more details, and I will release some videos as time permit, because I'm the only one working in the company, so I'm pretty much doing it all. So time is very limited. But I will do some videos demonstrating this in more detail. But if you need any more information, just contact me directly and we can talk about it. Okay, that's it. So this is the Sultan, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and hope to see you soon. Okay, thanks.